Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Sam.
How you
Hello,
going?
Hayley. Thank you.
Hi, Lindsay.
Thank you for playing a fairly different version of If You Want Me than the version on Cynthia.
Country, maybe?
Do you reckon?
I don't know.
It's country.
Country-ish.
Country-esque.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's fair to say, apart from that the last year has been fairly varied for the Jezabels.
It's a bit ups and downs.
Ups and downs.
Ups and downs.
What did it? So since Cynthia came out in February and you didn't get to tour for obvious understandable reasons until October, I think it was. How did it feel when you finally got to play those Cynthia songs for a live audience?
I think we've become pretty good at looking at silver linings. And
Yeah.
it was pretty great. Like, not to say that all of the circumstances concerning like illness and personal situations and how shit that was did suck. But then because you're like, okay, this is out of our control. When it happened, it was like, sort of like, this is a bit better than if it was just an average tour because you kind of appreciate it more and people appreciate it more, and perhaps you lose a bit of momentum in like an average Joe's eyes maybe, but your fans are like way more supportive and you're more appreciative of what you're doing, so it felt kind of a bit magical, I think.
Yeah, it was pretty interesting. Like Heather's so not like doesn't want attention at all, and during that tour, like everyone was like, say Heather, say like Heather's back, like do like something like that, and like we did it once to one of the first shows, and Heather after the show was like,
don't do that
Ever
again.
do that again.
Don't do that again. They were like, okay, so
it was yeah, that was funny. But no, the love was in the room. It was amazing. It was awesome. Yeah.
And I guess the excitement was just, I mean, you were definitely stage diving, crowd surfing a lot.
Yeah, I've been doing it for a while, but I've really it's just become a thing now that I have to do. I don't really think about it. It's just necessary.
Did you see? Well, you put the photo up on Facebook of you crowd surfing, and there was a message from one Ms. Kirsten Bindoff. Yes, well, that's a pic of you from an aspect I have never imagined I'd seen again, not since the nappies anyway. Haha, you look like you're having a lot of fun. That's the main thing.
That's my mum.
This is the world we live in.
It's like peak parents on Facebook.
Man, parents on Facebook and Instagram is the best.
Yeah.
What was the message I got from my mum the other day?
Oh yeah.
Did you know that Bryan Adams has an album called Prisoner? Is that legal? Mum, you're the best.
And did you reply?
No, actually, I just like went, screenshot Instagram, forgot to reply. Welcome to 2017.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm a bastard child.
And hopefully the next Ryan or Bryan Adams album will be called Cynthia.
And then we'll get a bit suspect.
Then I'm going to start suing.
Yeah.
But the good thing is you can't sue for a word. And I'm very happy about that because I don't think one should be able to own a word.
No.
That would be bad.
It was such a statement record. Like, you know, like third albums, there's so many different pressures of third albums and stuff. And it was such a statement record, like the synths essentially of it, but also the politics of it. And it was such a moment to then have to not take it on tour must have really sucked.
It was a bit like lost moment kind of. I was in London and my flight home was booked for the tour. And they were like, we're cancelling it. You can't come home. And I was like, oh, okay. So I just like lived in a hostel for a while.
Could you still have just come home?
Yeah, but it's like it's expensive. So when the band's paying it for a tour, I'm like, yeah, cool. And then they were like, you can come home, but like you're not touring, so we're not paying for it. And I was like, all right, I'll just stay here for a bit. So I was there for like Brexit and all these weird things. But I was just kind of like a lost soul walking around London going like,
I've got an album,
what's going
guys.
on? Like, it was a bit weird, but it was cool. It was kind of confronting in a good way. Like, I think sometimes you get this kind of, you get a catharsis out of touring. And if that's taken away from you, you're like, do I really believe in this? Like, can I do it like 8 to 10 months later? Which is like, you're not caught up in the momentum. You actually have to really want to tour it because you really believe in it. So yeah, I think it was a test.
Now you've got a bit of time off before you got the Midnight All stuff. We'll talk about that in a sec. You've got a bit of time off. Has there been like a songwriting spell now that you've had some time off?
There is a bit at the moment.
Yeah, it's the first step. It's a baby pool.
I'm a little bit excited about it.
Are you always excited at this stage? Is it
No.
really?
I'm normally like, oh God, and it's like drawing blood out of a stone. And then it gets full and comes out. But now I'm excited because like I came up with a concept before we started writing, whereas normally I come up with a concept after
It all formulates.
it's all formulated. And I think everyone kind of likes the concept, so I think it's exciting.
You mean like a lyrical concept?
Just general. Yeah, like it will
vibe.
inform the lyrics, but also if hopefully
It informs production.
it can
and-
inform
and the
production and everything.
songwriting
Like, because I normally take it from production or
Yeah, right.
whatever's coming out. Like, I'll be like, you're doing this, it sounds like this. But this time it seemed like early on we could come up with something that might be able to
Cool.
influence things.
What is it?
Compression, depression.
I mean, it rhymes, so that's good.
It does. It
Kinda.
does. It does.
And I guess we'll find out exactly what that means.
Yeah, you will. It was just the crushing of information
Yeah.
into a compressed, controlled zone,
Which I guess happens.
which leads to depression
Yeah.
and is also contemporary culture.
It's how the world works these
Yeah.
days. Whether it's 140 characters, whether it's 10
Yes.
seconds, or wow.
I don't know. Might be a shit album, but it's a good concept.
God damn it, it's crazy, but it just might work.
Yeah,
It's
if
great,
our
but it
album
may
doesn't
not.
work, y'all can use that.
All right, so the next thing you guys are doing, at least that we know about, is playing with the oils. That's pretty great. Were you guys oils fans growing up?
Yep,
Yeah,
big time.
Who wasn't?
Yeah, it's one of those things. Hey?
There's a few aspects about them that are pretty undeniable.
Yeah.
Like my favorite moment of my whole musical career was at the ARIA Awards. We got our only ARIA award for independent artist, and then we got the award and came back down and sat down, and then Peter Garrett came on stage to present an award, and then I looked up at him and he looked down at me and said, "Well done." And I was just like, "Thank you, Peter. Thank you."
Apparently, I sing the same. Dance the same as him.
Oh, there you. So that's
I've
the
been
connection.
told this.
That was a really early observation.
Yeah,
like 2007 or something.
Yeah, people were like, you dance like Peter Garrett. And I was like, I've never seen him dance, but
Wow. You will
there is
find
a
out
spirit that
today.
is kindred between us.
All right.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna look like I'm imitating, sadly, because I'm younger.
You did come after him.
Yeah, it's something I can't help.
Well, up until that point, what do you got to do?
Just write about
Yeah,
compression,
right.
depression,
Mm-hmm. Find other words that rhyme with compression and depression.
Start a wedding band.
There's a website for that.
confession. Yeah,
Wedding
we're gonna
band.
start a wedding band also.
You played at your manager's wedding, didn't you?
Yeah.
We did, and then I also sang at a friend's wedding in London, and I realized this is bliss because you're just always at someone's happiest day of their life.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good point.
And it's real musicianship. Like I think maybe like indie bands and like original artists have like a snobbery about like certain areas of music, but it's like if you're like on the road playing weddings, you're actually serving the community daily.
Have people got married or proposed to Jezabels music?
It's
Yeah.
they have, and it's weird.
Yeah.
It's like
Easy
someone
to
was
Love
like,
is a
"We
song,
got
yeah.
married to hurt me," and I was like,
We
"Cool."
even
Like,
had the table that
dude,
you got cut up on.
it's called "Hurt Me," and like you have read lyrics or just
Yeah.
But that's fine, you know. I mean, marriage can be dark and light.
Maybe they're just
Especially if you
realists.
hire the Jezabels as your wedding band. All right, well, until then, thank you very much. Thanks for coming in,
Thanks so
Thank
much.
you for having
Cheers.
us.
and we'll see you soon.